So you got a house with rooms that you're not sleeping in. Can you make money from them? That's exactly what I'm going to be breaking down in today's video. So what I'm talking about right now is the rent a room scheme, where you've got a lodger moving into your property, and I'm going to be breaking down how you do it, the rules around it, and how you can financially benefit. So first of all, is it legal? Absolutely, it's actually encouraged by the government as a tax-free way of making some additional money, and actively encouraging this sharing mentality, mainly due to the lack of supply of housing in the UK right now. What you're getting from this is you can rent out a furnished room, and that is key. It must be a furnished property overall that they're getting access to, and you can earn up to £7,500 tax-free. So if you're renting the room out for £7,500 and that's it, done, you don't even need to declare it. You don't need to tell the government. You don't need to do a self-assessment form from a tax point of view. If you're renting out for more than that, let's say it's £10,000 plus £100 a month contribution to bills, you will need to declare it on your self-assessment form. The benefit of doing that, though, is you can also get tax back through your expenses. But for most of you doing this, it's £7,500 a year, and that is completely tax-free. But there are some rules around it. So first of all, you need to notify your local council. Rules change council to council, but if you're living on your own right now and you're getting single occupancy relief from your council tax, you may need to notify them and you might need to contribute. A lot of them will be absolutely fine. You just need to ask the question, if I'm renting a room to a lodger, can I still get this relief? Some of them will say yes, some of them will say no. If you own the property with a mortgage, you do need to notify your mortgage company. Some of them will not allow you, especially if it's a residential mortgage, will not allow you to rent out the property. However, you can ask for consent to let, and a majority of them will allow it on a lodger basis rather than a full rental basis. But it's always good to notify them and get that in writing so that you've got consent on this. What about if you need to evict them? Well, because it's on a lodger agreement, you don't actually need anything in writing. So another question that can be answered is, do you need an AST? The answer is no. You can do it on an AST, an assured short hold tenancy, but then if you want to get rid of the tenant, you need to give notice to quit, and then give section 21, section 28, and you need to eventually go to court if they refuse to leave. On a lodger agreement, you don't actually need anything in writing at all. It can all be really informal. My personal opinion is get something in writing, even if it's an email, ideally a lodger agreement, which is very simple just to get drawn up. You don't need to go to lawyers. And in terms of notice, you need to give what is known in legal speak, fair notice. And essentially what fair notice is what do they pay, what are their pay durations? So if somebody pays you monthly, you'd normally have to give them a month's notice. If somebody pays you weekly, giving them 1 week's notice is absolutely fine. Something that is worth noting from a legal point of view is if you give them their 1 week's or 1 month's notice and they don't move out, you have a right to change the locks on your property and not allow them access. However, their material, their bedding, their desk, whatever it is that they've brought is still theirs, and you have to give that back to them. You cannot hold back any of their materials. The next big question is, do I need to own the property? And the answer is no, you don't. It's known as subletting, and you'll hear a lot of people saying, and I've heard it, I don't know why, since day one I've heard this a lot, subletting is illegal. No, it is not. It has never been illegal. It is not illegal. You're absolutely fine doing it. So if you rent from a landlord, you can rent out the spare room. However, you must get consent from the landlord because they'll need additional details, but that's absolutely fine. You know, if you're living in London right now and you've got a 2-bed place, it's bloody expensive. So why not let out the other room and get something back? And hey, if you've got a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever it is in your partner, why not earn from them as well? So that's it for today's video. I wanted to keep it short and sweet as this was a request from yourselves watching the channel. If you got value from this and you're new to it, make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.